Morning, everyone. Happy Friday to you. I am recording this out of order. I recorded next week's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then when I was putting it in my calendar for next week, I realized that I didn't do a video for Friday for this week. So, I'm out of order. So I'm a little discombobulated. I'm going to choose one of my watercolor backgrounds, and I'm just going to do a little neurodoodling on it because why not? Oh yeah, I need to put some, I think, I need to put some ink. Oh no, this one? Oh no, I need to put some ink. I need to replace my ink in my multi-liner for number 2, which was nope, wrong cartridge. This cartridge. Okay. I'll be right back. You just pull out the end. Ooh, this one was a little leaky. Okay. Maybe that's why it's not working very well. And you put in a new cartridge. And now I need to order more of these cartridges because now I'm out. Put this over here on the floor on my way out of the studio, so I remember to pick it up and order a new cartridge. I need to bring a new trash bag in here. You need to just slide that in there and give it a little doodle here just to make sure the ink is flowing. Oh, much better. Okay, perfect. Alrighty, let's do a little neurographic doodle. Why not? I'm just going to take this pre-colored page and I'm just going to kind of follow around the edges of what's already here. And then we're going to neuro them. Neuro them? Does that make sense? What did I just say? I don't know. I'm just going to follow the path of this color. Let's pick a card so I have something to talk about. I can't believe I got out of order with my drawings. Well, yes, I can. I can believe it. And all I'm doing is just kind of looking at the color and just following where it went in a general sort of a shape. Is it perfect? No, it's not. But it's cool. I like how that looks. And this is just so easy to do. You know, I just blobbed some color on some watercolor paper and let it dry. And now I'm just following whatever happened. And that makes it so just, organic. Very organic because it is however the water went. darker blob. Part of its own thing. Like that. And there's this. It's actually easier for me to see it if I look up into the camera than it is in real life. That's interesting. Okay, oh, let's see. There are a lot of sirens today. I don't know what's going on out there in the world. Say a little quick prayer for whoever needs the assistance. I don't usually go all the way to the edge, so this drives me crazy that I'm going all the way to the edge, but oh my gosh, the wind. It is just blowing up a storm out there. I'm guessing, just based on how violent the trees across the street are going, that it's blowing in the 30 to 40 mile an hour gusts. How's that? Did I get most of it? It appears that I did. That needs its own little thing. Okay. So now we're just going to come in here and we're just going to go right where there's a intersection and we're just going to make those a little bit fatter. Just like that. And that's all we're doing. Simple. And if there's no intersection, we don't do anything. And that's the end of that. Let's do a card. Let's pull one of these cards out. What do you think? No. Do you think you have a pretty good work-life balance? Why or why not? At the moment, I do not think I do. I'm working too much. I'm working weird hours. We are currently short-staffed, and I don't seem to have a life. No, I take it back. But I don't have specific commitments regularly. So I have the most availability of anybody at my job, and since I don't like work another job or go to school or have small children at home or any of those things, my schedule is all over the place and I don't really like it. And manager is hiring a couple of new people, although he hired one and she didn't show up to orientation. And she chose the time. It's not like he said, well, here's when orientation is, show up. She chose what time she wanted to do orientation because it's sort of a do-it-yourself orientation on the computer. All he had to do was set her up on the computer. So he says, what time do you want to come in? And then she didn't show up. So her employment lasted all of 0 minutes. He said that was very frustrating. He was sitting in the office waiting for her, and she never showed up. And he didn't have her phone number yet because she hadn't filled out all the orientation paperwork. So all he had was her email address off of her application. So he emailed her, "Where are you?" "Well, my errands took longer than I thought." That's not how employment works. Once you have a job, you can't do errands that take longer than you think. You have to come to work. So if that is going to be that person's work ethic, then we don't want them anyway. But it was just really annoying. So hopefully the next few that get hired will go through the background check soon, and they will actually show up, and we can get them trained. And once they are trained and are able to work independently, then I think my schedule will settle down a little bit. But at this very moment, my work-life balance is not good. I really liked it better when I was working only 4 days a week. I was a happier person. But ramping up to Christmas, I started working 5 days a week. And then after Christmas, there were a couple of weeks I was scheduled 6 days. And I was called in on my days off because so-and-so can't work that day, or I don't mind it when somebody's sick, but like yesterday I worked. It was not my day to work. It was supposed to be my day off. It was supposed to be my day to spend the day with my hubby, because our schedules right now are not meshing well. Mostly because of my schedule, not his fault. His schedule is fairly consistent. He works Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And then I end up working, I don't know, this week I worked Sunday. Now I have Monday off. And then I work, I don't know when my next day off is. Friday next week? Yeah. So I have Monday and Friday off this week. Well, he's working Monday and Friday. So, yeah, my work-life balance is not so good right now. And I don't like it. So we're going to have to fix that. I am going to tell my manager that when he gets these new people hired, if he needs hours for the new people, feel free to cut me back to 4 days a week again. That's fine with me. We live fine on 4 days a week. I couldn't live on 3 days a week, but we live fine on 4 days a week for each of us. And that makes a much happier home work balance for everyone. I'm almost done. Just curve those little lines there so there's no big pointy bits. This one I don't like the shape. So, you know what? We're going to make the shape a different shape. just this little corner here, and then we will be done. I was watching a YouTube video the other day of this new webcam that, oh my gosh, it's awesome. It has a gimbal, a swivelly head, and you can set it to follow. And then, like, I could set it to follow my hand. And then if I scooched way over here, the camera would follow. And you guys wouldn't have me out of frame. What a wonderful thing that would be. But you know what? It is way out of my budget. I am sure it's out of my budget because I don't have a budget. No budget for new cameras. Maybe one day. We'll see. I've got a very generous, unexpected inheritance coming. Thought maybe it would be taken care of before the end of the year, but that didn't happen, so I'm not exactly sure when it's coming, but it is coming, so I might be able to budget a little bit of money out of that to upgrade my camera, but we'll see. We will see. That's it. That's all there is to that. I think on some of these lines I want to make them a little bit thicker. I want some more dimension in some places because there's spots that just don't have enough dark. Just make some of these lines just a little bit thicker, and that will balance the darks and the lights. Like right here, this line is too much of a long line without any dark. We're just going to do like that. See? Just that little bit right here. Just so that there's not a really long stretch with no dark. Because it looks better like that. Somewhere in here needs one. Like so. Something in here needs one. Somewhere over here. Perhaps here. And yes, for sure on this line. This one. Okay. And in here. And over here. Overly pleased with that shape. So guess what? It's going to go more like that. that one too big, so now I need to balance it out with some other bigger dark areas because that one's just too big. It just draws your eye to that big glob right there, which I do not like. So we need to balance that. That's better. And perhaps a little bit right here. Okay. And where am I going to sign it? I'm going to stick my signature down here in this corner. There we go. Alrighty. I am done. Just a simple doodle. This was fun. This doesn't take any thought. You guys can just, you don't have to use watercolor. You can use just, alcohol markers, regular markers. Just do some scribbles on a page, and then, like these are water-based brush pens. So if I just scribbled some color here, there, and everywhere, and then spritzed it with water, it would start to disperse. Or if you have alcohol markers, you can do that with the alcohol marker and then spritz it with a little rubbing alcohol, and it will start to disperse and make a beautiful little, just color. And and then just draw around it. It's easy. All right, that was an easy thing to get done in order to make a filler, because I was not planning properly. Neurodoodle. All right, now I have a neurodoodle on this Friday. You guys have a great day. Go out and do something nice for someone today. Make the world a better place. And I will see you on the next video on Monday, whatever that one was. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.